If you are just turning your attention to the upcoming NFL draft, prepare yourself for a lot of talk about Shedeur Sanders. As the son of Hall of Famer Deion Sanders, Shedeur has been in the spotlight for several years now, considered one of just 2 quarterbacks worthy of the first overall pick. However, there are plenty out there who don't even see him as a first-round talent, making his storyline one of the most intriguing of this draft cycle. So, how good is he? Let's find out. Shedeur Sanders was born on February 7th, 2002 in Texas, to Deion and Pilar Sanders. You would have thought that being the son of a 2-time Super Bowl champ and Hall of Famer would fast-track you to an early life of luxury, but that wasn't quite the case for Shedeur and his 4 siblings. Whilst they undoubtedly started life on a strong footing, Deion made sure to teach them an early lesson in humility to ensure they appreciated the value of money. Deion wasn't going to hand out his hard-earned cash to his sons casually, with the young Sanders even recalling a story in which he ripped a $100 bill in front of them as punishment for their complaints and bickering. Shedeur and his brothers learned quickly the importance of financial responsibility, but that's not all they learned from their father. Having a Hall of Famer for a dad comes with far more than financial advantages. It also means growing up with a blueprint for greatness. From day one, Shedeur and his brothers had access to the kind of mentorship no amount of money could buy. They learned firsthand the importance of discipline, nutrition, and perfecting their craft, all under the guidance of an elite athlete. While Shiloh Sanders followed in his father's footsteps as a defensive back, Shedeur carved his own path, stepping under center and embracing the challenge of leading an offense. Shedeur took over as the starting quarterback at Trinity Christian High School as a freshman, and despite his father being the offensive coordinator, there was no doubt about him deserving the starting spot. He shone immediately, collecting just shy of 9,000 yards, 123 touchdowns, and 19 interceptions over his 3-year high school career, wrapping it up with a T-Cal national championship in 2020. Just like his father, Shedeur Sanders had the goods, and his reward was a 4-star rating and offers from several big colleges. Among those were Alabama, Georgia, and LSU, all very high-profile programs led by some of the finest brains in college football. Shedeur was in the enviable position of having them all come after him, which is why his eventual decision to commit to Florida Atlantic shocked everyone. It was unusual to see someone ranked as high as 61st on the ESPN 300 shun such high-profile names, but the decision to do so speaks volumes about Shedeur as a person. He prioritized playing for an African-American coach, stating, "With everything that is going on in our country, there's so much important to me. One of those things is to play for a black head coach, one that is real to me." Whilst this was a huge commitment for the Owls, their thrilled fan base would unfortunately never get a chance to see their stud quarterback take the field. There wasn't much that would convince Shedeur to look elsewhere, but when his own father took the head coaching job at Jackson State, the writing was on the wall. On November 6th, 2020, he tweeted, "I couldn't pass up an opportunity to help level the playing field and pursue equality for HBCUs. Dad, I got your back. JSU, the I love committed." And just like that, he was heading to Jackson State. Once again, Shedeur immediately found his way into the starting lineup, where he thrived, completely transforming a Tigers team that were used to mediocrity. Aside from a strange COVID-affected season in 2020, the Jackson State Tigers had suffered 6 losing seasons from their last 7. So an 11-2 record in 2021 yards, 30 touchdowns, and just 8 interceptions, earning him a passer rating of 151.7. The Sanders had well and truly arrived, and things only got better in 2022 when they managed to convince 5-star prospect Travis Hunter to join in the fun. Hunter was the #1 recruit according to 247 Sports, meaning he was also not short of offers from college football's biggest programs. But just like Shedeur, Hunter shocked the world, instead opting to become the first 5-star recruit to sign with a historically black college or university, or FCS school. With Hunter making inroads into what would become one of the most remarkable 2-way careers in college football history, and with Shedeur making improvements under center, the Jackson State Tigers saw their regular season record improve to an unbeaten 12-0 in 2022, loss, seeing as he completed 75% of his passes for 349 yards and 4 touchdowns on the day. For his efforts in 2022, Sanders was awarded the SWAC Offensive Player of the Year Award and the Deacon Jones Trophy, awarded to the nation's top HBCU player. By now, it was clear that the Sanders were a little too good for the FCS level. They had won back-to-back conference titles, including the school's first since 2007. which was a credit to Shedeur's ability under center and Deion's ability as a head coach. So, with Deion attracting the attention of the Colorado Buffaloes, an upgrade to the FBS was in order, with Shedeur immediately entering the transfer portal to follow suit, along with both Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders. In the case of Shedeur and Hunter, other college programs saw this as an opportunity to try and tempt the pair away from Coach Prime, but neither were swayed, staying loyal to the development and vision of their mentor. Their decision was quickly vindicated, as Colorado opened up the 2023 college football season with a bang, shocking the nation with a 45-42 upset victory over TCU. Just 9 months prior, the Horned Frogs were competing in the national championship game, and they entered this one as 20-point favorites, but they could do nothing to stop Shedeur as he completed 80% of his passes for 510 yards and 4 touchdowns. That set a new Colorado record for passing yards in a single game, which is a perfect way to announce your arrival at the FBS level. Shedeur Sanders certainly had NFL teams' attention now. Having watched their team win just 1 game in 2022, Buffalo's fans could not believe their luck as Shedeur sliced and diced his way to 3 wins to open the 2023 season. He was decisive and clinically accurate as he swept aside Nebraska, before showing his clutch tendencies to down Colorado State in a second overtime period without Travis Hunter on the field. Unfortunately, the team stumbled in the second half of the season to fall to a 4-8 record, with a porous defense and dismal offensive line not helping proceedings. Nevertheless, Shedeur's 3,230 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions proved he was more than capable of delivering at this higher level of football, and that an improved roster in 2024 could lead to even more success. Entering the 2024 season, Shedeur was widely regarded as one of the top 5 quarterbacks. Scouts liked his pinpoint accuracy and advanced processing ability that allowed him to dominate when passing over the middle of the field, but his 49 sacks taken were the second most in the nation, showing a clear need for improvement. With Colorado having brought in some reinforcements, Shedeur was well set up to make a statement in his final season of college ball. 4 touchdowns and another season-opening win got things off to a good start, but a frustrating loss to Nebraska, in which Shedeur completed just 60% of his passes for 1 touchdown and 1 interception, set the alarm bells ringing. With a rivalry game on the horizon, Shedeur needed to step up and steady the ship, which is exactly what he did, completing 73.5% of his passes against Colorado State for 310 yards, 4 touchdowns, and no interceptions. A beautifully placed touchdown pass to Travis Hunter in the back corner of the end zone stole the headlines here. It was another good start for the Buffs, but this time, they built on their strong foundations, downing Baylor in overtime before marching into Orlando and landing 48 points on the UCF Knights. Shedeur was playing brilliant football, and this continued into the team's second loss of the season, with the Colorado quarterback going down admirably, completing 85% of his passes for 388 yards and 3 touchdowns, proving that he was not the problem. By now, it was clear that this 2024 edition of Shedeur Sanders was the best we had seen yet. The offense was firing on all cylinders all year long, with Shedeur leading the team to a 9-3 regular season record. A messy 36-14 loss to BYU in the Valero Alamo Bowl was an unfortunate way for the season to end, but Shedeur had done more than enough to prove that he was worth serious consideration at the top of the 2025 NFL Draft. His 4,134 yards, 37 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions reflected career highs across the board, winning him the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year award whilst leading the Buffaloes to their first winning record since 2016, ending 9-4 in total. Thanks to some poor efforts by the likes of Quinn Ewers and Carson Beck, Shedeur Sanders' impressive 2024 effort made him a consensus top 2 quarterback in the upcoming 2025 NFL Draft. While the quarterbacks class, headlined by him and Cam Ward, falls well short of what NFL teams were treated to in 2024, there is no doubt that Sanders will be a very appealing option for some of those teams picking near the top. His processing and middle field passing are top tier, which is an essential for any quarterback hoping to survive in the NFL, making up for what is considered average arm strength. While his 37 sacks taken in 2024 are still too high, his ability to keep getting back up and delivering good quality quarterback play for the Buffaloes proves that he has immense toughness and determination. And his 2 seasons at Jackson State, as well as his last at Colorado, prove that he is a winner. Sanders has impressive accuracy and a slick throwing motion, but does need to improve his pocket management and time to throw if he's to stay upright in the NFL. Unfortunately, poor offensive line play is synonymous with teams typically picking at the top of the draft, so landing spot will be key for Shedeur. Sticking him behind a woeful offensive line could only exacerbate the flaws in his game and introduce bad habits before he has even had a proper chance to get his feet under him. The good news for Shedeur is that the slightly weaker crop of quarterbacks available in 2025 has made him and fellow quarterback prospect Cam Ward apparent locks to go inside the top 5. Very few mock drafts have either quarterback falling beyond the New York Giants with the 3rd overall pick, with Shedeur's teammate Travis Hunter often joining the pair in the top 3. The volatility in evaluations for Shedeur makes his storyline throughout the 2025 draft process absolutely fascinating. He has NFL greatness in his blood, and has proven himself as a very capable quarterback at the college level. But can he develop into a standout quarterback in the NFL as well? With several quarterback-hungry teams lingering inside the top 10, it's hard to see him falling far in April, but you never really know until draft day. So what do you think? Is Sanders a lock to go inside the top 3, even 1st overall? Or do you see him suffering a draft day slide? Let us know in the comments.